Welcome to Sexuality Education Shorts, Tips for Talking for Parents and Caregivers, presented by Advocacy Denver. Having the talk or teaching your child about sexuality and development can be an intimidating and uncomfortable experience. Some adults may have never received this information as children themselves or grew up in a home or culture where talking about sex was taboo or shameful. Talking to kids about sexuality in an honest and judgment-free way prepares them for what's ahead and promotes both healthy development and skills that will protect and empower them throughout life. In the next few minutes, we will provide tips for having these conversations, no matter the subject. We hope these points will help parents and caregivers feel better prepared and comfortable in approaching sexuality as a normal and healthy part of life. First, don't be afraid to initiate conversations around sexuality. Many parents fear that talking about it will lead to or encourage their children to engage in sexual behaviors or activity. The reality is that sexuality is very prevalent in our society and media. Children will likely be exposed to some or all aspects of it, whether they have an understanding of those concepts or not. By initiating these conversations and looking for teachable moments throughout your days, you can put yourself in the position to be your child's first and most supportive teacher when it comes to understanding sexuality and all that it entails. Think of it this way. You'd probably rather be the one to answer your child's questions about sex instead of a friend on the playground. Don't feel like you need to be an expert or have all of the answers before starting. These conversations will and should occur over time. They will be a learning process for both you and your child. It's okay to respond to a question with, "That's a great question. Let me find the right answer for you." Or, "Let's talk about this later." Remember to use your resources and look to a trusted professional like your family doctor for help if you need it. It's okay to feel embarrassed or surprised by a question or topic that comes up. While your feelings are valid, it's important to not let your embarrassment come across as judgment or give the impression that they've done something wrong by asking. Reacting without judgment or shame promotes an environment where questions and conversations about sexuality can occur openly and honestly. Responding positively and with consistent messaging will help reinforce these vital lessons and concepts. Remember that all youth with disabilities deserve age-appropriate information about themselves and their bodies. Regardless of functional capacity or development, everyone deserves to understand the changes that are happening or will happen to their bodies. Along with biological information, discussions like public versus private and consent are appropriate for kids of all ages and help set a good foundation for safety and self-advocacy skills throughout life. When it comes to how to provide information and teach kids about sexuality, there are many different options to accommodate different learning styles. You know your child and how they learn best, so we encourage you to use a teaching method that works for them. There are numerous resources available, many of them online, that provide tools like educational videos, pictures, toys, role-playing scripts and social stories, and other methods for teaching about sexuality. Don't be afraid to get creative. Finally, remember what it's like to be a kid. All of us had our embarrassing moments, questions, misconceptions. So now is the opportunity to be the teacher you needed and ensure your child is getting accurate and positive information about their body and experiences. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our sexuality education shorts covering specific and important topics at www.advocacydenver.org.